So what exactly can US soldiers do in Jamaica under this new agreement? Here's part 2. The new agreement does not simply give the US military unlimited power to operate in Jamaica. According to the official statement, US forces may be temporarily present for activities that Jamaica and the United States mutually agree on. That can include military training, joint operations, security cooperation, and disaster response. But here's the important part. The full detailed terms have not been publicly explained yet, so questions still remain. Who has legal authority if a US soldier breaks Jamaican law? What limits are placed on military operations? And exactly what does joint operations mean? Those are the details Jamaicans need to pay attention to, because cooperation is one thing, sovereignty is another. Comment part 3 if you want me to break down the sovereignty and legal things. Soldier breaks Jamaican law while here, who gets to prosecute them?
Who is it?
That is one of the biggest questions surrounding this new US-Jamaica military agreement. A status of forces agreement usually sets rules for things like legal jurisdiction, military personnel, and how offenses are handled while foreign forces are inside another country. But here's the issue. The detailed terms of Jamaica's new agreement have not yet been fully explained publicly, so Jamaicans still need clear answers. If a US soldier commits an offense here, does Jamaica automatically have jurisdiction? Can the United States claim jurisdiction in certain cases? And what protections does Jamaica have to make sure our own laws still apply? Because allowing military cooperation is one thing, but giving up legal authority would be something completely different. Comment part 4 if you want me to break down what Jamaica should be looking for inside the actual agreement. And check the link in my bio for my Laws Most Jamaicans Don't Know guide and the Yardie Recipe digital book.
So it's Sunday morning, and I woke up to some text messages that were forwarded to me by a friend who lives in Neesbury Street in Miketown, Mandeville, Manchester. The text messages that she forwarded to me were text messages that came from her sister, who lives a few houses down the street. And the sister texted her to say, "You heard that we were invaded?" And she said, invaded? Invaded by who? She said, invaded by police this morning. The operative word there, sir, is invaded. Now, the police have every right to go for a criminal if there is one at a premises. By law, you need a warrant. Yeah? Unless them have what them call the state of emergency, SOE and ZOZO operation that pretty much gives them the power to actually search without warrants. Now, Miketown is not under a state of emergency. Alright? So at this point, all protocols needs to be observed. I understand that it wasn't 1 or 2 or 3 police officers plus soldier. Naturally, them probably look for somebody. They went to the premises. And let me tell you something from now. There's no male that lives at that particular address. No man no live there. If you are the police officers going around, you need to have your information correct. The exact address, how the house look, what kind of gate did they? Because you would have already done your research. Boom, 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 boom. On the people them door. You know who lives at that house? A 94-year-old lady. Her caregiver, which is a 65-year-old lady, and the caregiver's daughter, yeah, who is 24 years old. Me are telling you what of them age. 3 women, one of which has a seizure. So when the lady here knocking on the door, when she opened the door, police like nothing. No good morning, The reason why we're here, no warrant, no good morning, is a 65-year-old woman stand up in front of you. And then some young girl will give you attitude. A 65-year-old Christian woman who stand up in front of you. And the Jamaica Constabulary Force just do what them do. No questions asked. Shoot anybody them want. Do anything what them want in this country. And no friggin' answers. And a bunch of people in the friggin' parliament. We would like to know what happened at Cooper's Pen. We demand justice. We would like to know what happened at Cherry Tree Lane. We would like to know. And nobody no answer, no question. You have the 3 persons who were murdered in Manchester, the 2 youth and the lady who died left her 9 children, right? And we have a report from Noel Phillips, who is a world-renowned journalist. World-renowned journalist. You know, see Noel there and things Noel or some local far. He's a world-renowned journalist. And the police that was in the operation, one of the police, has been feeding him with information about that same murder. This is now all over the internet, and up until now, we not hear say the policeman on that same operation has been removed from frontline duty because the police has now testified. Yeah? His identity has been hidden, naturally, for safety reasons. And he has come forward. Noel is a trusted person. Noel has interviewed people like Amish from who used to be with Indicom, Mark Shields. Him talk to politicians. This is a guy who was interviewed politicians, everybody. So if you see that on his channel, the first thing to do is to call him and say, yes sir, would like to know if this is propaganda, and find a way how you can protect the police and get the real information, because the police said that he had secured the persons them long time. Him said, listen, they were not a threat to the police officers. He said they were not a threat to us. Him said, but after what I witnessed of how they were murdered in the car, him say, I cannot keep quiet. This is a Jamaican police speaking about a crime that is not even 2 months old. This crime is not even 2 months old. And nobody not draw out the thinking dirty dog shit them. We're going to kill off 3 Jamaicans innocently. How many times you're going to hear of police killing off the people innocently? Right? And I'm going to say this. All the people this morning by Neesbury Street who were invaded by the barrage of police and soldier who not only have rotted world strength to no regular Jamaicans them. So you see this picture in the back? You see this picture in the back? You see that picture in the back? Who not tapping at the people them house this morning? A 94-year-old woman in a wheelchair. A 65-year-old senior citizen, a 24-year-old young lady. The girl had to tell her mother, say, Mommy, I have to start really sleeping her clothes because everybody knows I friggin' place hot. I don't know, everybody have AC. She said, lucky thing she did cover up this morning. By the way, the 24-year-old young lady, she's a pastor. She's a 24-year-old pastor. She's a pastor. And also look a skettle. When they with scammer. We're not going to look for some scammer. When you should have looked for the friggin' self. And they look with dirty, nasty thinking scammer them in our parliament. The biggest friggin' scammers in the country. They are sitting in a damn garden house. On the prime minister, one of the biggest criminal in a Jamaica. Not until his statutory declarations have been verified before that title of him being a damn criminal be lifted. Not until him can answer when the $3 trillion there under his administration. Not until him can tell me why is it that the people who the monies were donated to from burial, why them not get it? Those actions and silence, the silence on those matters, those are actions of a criminal, of a scammer. All right? Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. You see this picture in the background here, sir? I want you to notice the exact title that the little white man they have. U.S. War Secretary hails Jamaica's role in fight against narco-terrorism. So you have the Chinese and the white man. The little insect over the corner there, so in front of the Jamaican flag, that's supposed to be our security minister. You see, when the real war starts in Jamaica, when the real war starts, I only hope the police and the soldiers in Jamaica only open a ready feet. It's in the real war, when America brings the war to us, I only open a ready feet. But me know so only ready for nothing, you know. And this is why I wanna go around. I wanna take with the whole like gun them. Down to even the plastic one them. The very fake. Down to fake gun. Jamaicans I get 15 years for. 15 years to life. We I get for one plastic gun. You see, when these men bring their nuclear bombs and they bring their shit, I only open already feet. This picture right here, sir, tells a million words. U.S. War Secretary. U.S. War Secretary. Here's Jamaica's role in fight against narco-terrorism. This a boy no give shit about no narco. Him no give nothing about no drugs. Them ya. That's a boy ya. When the MP said. Good luck.
Demand more information, more details, more specifics. Are we satisfied with what has been communicated in the joint statement? Do we see the utility of the USA having a presence here to help us with the numerous problems? You heard Dr. Chan speaking to me on Wednesday morning say that the amount of drugs that we intercept at our ports of entry is a drop in the bucket compared to what goes through, what passes through, or what stays here to be passed further after a time. We need help with all that because our location makes us a prime spot for drug transshipment. It's a prime spot for the movement of cargo of all kinds, legal and contraband. And of course, we can't do it ourselves. There are many things we can't fix ourselves. We need help. What do you pay for the help? There are no free lunches at international level. Man, buy your breakfast, you better understand that he'll be asking for something later. No country gives anything for free. What will be required of us in exchange for this deep cooperation, and how do our leaders reconcile the benefits that we are set to gain versus what we may have to give up to establish and secure the partnership? Our story on Thursday said we are among about 120 countries who have a similar agreement with the United States. I mean, if anybody can tell me how better to protect our borders, how better to enhance our security capabilities, national security capabilities, how best to play our part in regional security so that our inattention to regional security doesn't cause problems here that we then have to use our resources to fix. If anybody knows a better way than through deeper collaboration with the United States in ways like the one we're talking about now, I'll be happy to hear and learn and to understand. For now, this is the game. This is how we're playing it. And we have to go forward on trust. Look at the history. Look at the history of cooperation between the US and Jamaica governments. There have been things that we haven't been pleased with. But how much of it have we been pleased with? So, from a net gain perspective, has Jamaica net gained from its security collaboration with the US over time? For me, the answer is a resounding yes. And if we go by the principle that there are no free lunches, then we accept that, some things didn't go right, some things could have gone much better. But we are here, and we're better for the club.
Jamaica is part of a new military partnership to tackle narco-terrorists in the Caribbean. Details came from U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth at the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition Conference in Panama.
For decades, Jamaica and the United States have a robust partnership on national security with emphasis on intelligence sharing and counter-narcotics operations. Jamaica has joined the new U.S.-led military alliance known as the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition, sometimes called Shield of the Americas. Formed in March 2026, it's described as a U.S.-led multinational security and political alliance formed to combat transnational drug cartels, reduce illegal migration across the Western Hemisphere, and limit foreign geopolitical interference. This was Jamaica's National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang at a recent meeting of the coalition in Panama. TVJ News has not seen any public information from the Jamaican government on the visit. However, the U.S. published photographs on social media and its websites. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth mentioned Jamaica in his remarks.
I want to thank Jamaica for working with the Department of War to create a new military partnership to cripple narco-terrorists that transit through the Caribbean. This partnership will forever change the security environment of the Caribbean.
Jamaicans await details of this partnership. It's important to note, though, that Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Guyana, are part of the America's Counter-Cartel Coalition. The development follows concern about the increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean and Latin America. Operation Southern Spear, aimed at detecting, disrupting, and degrading transnational criminal and illicit maritime networks, was the overarching program which was used to justify the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
The success of Operation Southern Spear will be transferred to the newly established Joint Task Force Western Hemisphere, the action arm of U.S. Southern Command, to continue the targeting and killing of narco-terrorists that threaten our shared backyard. President Trump does not tolerate free riding, and we're not here for games. When we say we will dismantle the cartels, we mean it. And I know the nations of this coalition feel the exact same way on behalf of their citizens, and will take concrete steps, sometimes risky steps, courageous steps, in partnership, such as reaching status of forces agreements or access basing and overflight agreements.
Mr. Olney signed another deal with the devil. He now signed a military deal with America. So you know that the fishermen now out sea got to be careful, because Mr. Trump going to shoot them down and say it's not fishing their boats, it's drugs. Lord of mercy on Jamaica. What a thing.
I would not use Guatemala Bay as an example, because it doesn't automatically mean that there's nothing for Jamaica to be concerned about. That's one thing. The US never invests in anything or does anything or sign anything without getting the greater good out. Right? Them coming like some big tough trouble man, we just take and take more. Or some angry baby girl, we take and take more. The US and Cuba have they have had an hostile relationship since the Cuban Revolution, dating back to 1903. 1903, correct me if I'm wrong. No, Jamaica is sovereign. Jamaica is a sovereign country entering a new military agreement with the United States. Those are two completely different circumstances. Two different things are going on. The fact that America already has a base in Cuba does not automatically make every U.S. military agreement in the Caribbean harmless. Make a note of that, mental note that. If anything, it should make us more interested in geopolitics and understanding what these agreements actually mean, what power foreign military personnel have while they're here, and what protections Jamaica has. So, the question isn't, doesn't America already have a base in Cuba? The question is, what exactly did Jamaica agree to? Because we can compare two completely different historical circumstances and use one to dismiss legitimate questions about another. 1903 and 2026, 2 different years, 2 different agreements, 2 different programs. The USA always has their agenda. What do they want from Jamaica? And is Jamaica agreeing with what they actually want? The public might never know what's actually going on with those deals. National security reasons, of course. Need to know basis, top secret, yada yada. Oh, and one more thing. Whenever foreign military personnel are deployed into communities, we cannot pretend the only thing that comes with that is security, because it doesn't. Time and time again, there are documentaries that back this too. There is a documented history of sexual violence, exploitation, and abuse involving military personnel in communities where they are stationed or deployed. It happens. Look at Indonesia, look at Vietnam, look at the UK. It's often the women and the girls in these communities who are left dealing with the trauma and the consequences, because when deployment up, man them take up themselves and forget about them second family and whichever life them did a build, and at them time they are going back. So yes, ask what the military corporation is supposed to accomplish. Questions are for ask, but Pantapada to offer asks what protections are actually in place for the Jamaican women and girls, because security for one group should not come at the expense of another. But then again,
I had signed a deal with Dottie Mary Maka. Yes, my love. Them sign a military deal with Dottie Mary Maka, and Dottie Andrew up there so with him big old hog nose. I say, yes, bossy, oh, I'm gone. I know me not hear nothing about the 10,000 deported them when them a send come our country. Where them there, which part them there, and who a blood clot mind them, and why them they in our bumbo clot country. When me did tell you say the war boat where Dottie Mary Maka send back in a June and a vacation them come and them come use Sykes and program and trickify Them come here so come install something and now the water them and the river them a dry up down a yard. Right? Because them have machine for control the weather upon them war boat there, And now, people out of Cooper's Pen, out of Salt Marsh, and all different parts of Jamaica.
Jamaican government just signed a deal with the United States military. They are going to temporarily deploy United States military personnel to assist with the JCF and the JDF in combating narco-terrorism, and establish a presence in Jamaica, an official presence, temporarily. We saw this play with Trinidad. We saw what happened to Venezuela after. I hope this isn't going to be the same thing. We saw when they brought their warship here on a peace tour. They've had strong ties to Jamaica from the 1970s and the 80s. And you know what? We saw how that worked out for us. On the bright side, I guess it really does mean we have oil. Anyways, pray for me, pray for our country, because all we can do is pray. We don't have a warship, we don't have nuclear weapons. We can't protect ourselves against these people. So pray and trust in God, because that's all we can do.
Teachers reject government's latest wage offer. Now, the teachers in Jamaica, in the public system, have rejected Jamaica's government wage offer of the $80,000 one-off payment and the 5% wage increase. Now, what makes this situation different from other years is that teachers already say, okay, we're not fight the 5% because You see how the government negotiating works? There's parity. So the fact that one group is agreed to the 5%, everybody is locked into that 5%. So nobody getting higher than 5%. But the teachers are saying, here what, alright, you can't do nothing about the 5%. What about our benefits? Now, it's the thing that happened in Jamaica is that teachers are sometimes treated as civil servants when they come on a certain negotiation. But when it comes down to benefits, they are treated separately. And that is unfair. Because one of the sticking points of the JTA, and I do agree with it, the uniform allowance that is given to civil servants, the lowest one, is $135,000 annually. But then teachers are offered $38,500. No, that is not fair. That is not parity. What goes for one goes for all, or even better. Because when I think about it, the teachers are one of the most important persons in any country. Any country. There is nobody that can say that they have never been taught. And in Jamaica, we have teachers who work really hard. You see, when I look at it, standard civil servants work on 9-to-5 jobs, sitting around a desk most of the time or with AC. Teachers are on their foot for 8 hours or even longer, teaching, screaming, shouting, fighting, to put knowledge into these persons' heads, these students, 30, 50 students sometimes. Teachers carry home work. Teachers are always working. So when I go and think about it, imagine you have a civil servant group who work longer hours in harder conditions, but you say when it comes down to the type of benefits that they're supposed to get, it is meager. Now, I had a conversation with a teacher recently, and a teacher said to me that, imagine, a teacher can go and spend millions of dollars to get a master's degree, only to be getting $7,000 extra on their pay per month. Come on, that is not right. So, teachers, don't ease up. You deserve better. And don't do like what you have done in the past where you say, boy, no, we're going to do industrial action. The bargaining power, you have it right now. Many teachers are migrating. The system needs you. Don't let up. The government needs to do better as relates to the benefits given to teachers. Do you agree?
Rejected the latest government wage offer. Teachers today voted against the offer that was made by the government about their wage. Yeah, they're not happy with it. Of the 213 votes casted, 155 voted against and rejected the offer, while 54 voted, I guess, with the offer. Yes, they agreed with it. So I guess the 54 or maybe JLP members. Anyways, the teachers are not happy with the offer, and I guess they're back at the table. They have to do something because school opens in the next few weeks, so this needs to wrap up, yeah, so the children can go back to school and learn something, yeah, because many learned nothing, and that baby the teacher that didn't learn nothing, but men learn nothing. So wrap this up quick and fast. This should have been done many months ago and not as school is supposed to open, yeah, but nonetheless we're here. We have time now to fix it before school opens. Okay,
how true this is about having to have rather license or some form of license for farming on your own land? No, stop the fuckery. Mr. Prime Minister, whatever the fuck you want to name. No disrespect. This is how I speak. Don't try that shit. Don't fuck with people meds like that. Y'all going on with a lot of fuckery in the country right now. Don't make this one of them. The crime rate is going down. I promise you the crime rate will go up. You try to do some bullshit like this. First of all, Jamaicans should be born into land. You talk about the basic necessities. All of them come from the land. Yet we don't have the land. Don't fuck around. Whosoever did this, by the way, go and ask the people if this is what they want. You're in the government to serve the people. Remember that. the police, the soldiers, every single branch of government is in power to serve the people. You are public servants. Keep that in mind. It's not everybody down here are dunce. But guess what? It don't need to be dunce to understand this fuckery about you can't plant on your own. No come with that. You see, don't violate the people them like that. Don't rape the people them like that. Don't diss the people them like that. This is not going to work. And I promise you for one, that I will turn into a criminal. I will turn into a criminal if any fuckery like this is truly happening. I'm not even going to research on it because this can't be a thing. This cannot be possible. You are looking at tropical people live in a tropical country. You're trying to tell them that they can't plant on their own fucking land. Are you crazy? Are you stupid? Huh? Are you dumb? Who came up with this bullshit? I don't think y'all understand. Y'all going down a very slippery slope. And the people will rise up. Anytime fucker like this come around, just understand that a revolution will happen. Y'all going on with a lot of shit already. I'm surprised there isn't a revolution already to overthrow the government because they're not serving the people. We're not going against the government. The government is going against us, which means that we have all right by all means to remove the government legally. So don't come with that. I don't even know. Don't do that. And I am going to farm. I am going to grow my own. As a matter of fact, I heard that when you were just going into power war whatsoever, eat what you grow what you eat. Remember that? Yeah, keep talking that. Because that foolishness, if it is true, I'm not even going to research on it because there's no way in fucking Jamaica is that possible. I refuse to believe that. I refuse. That can't be. I will. Police, JCF, JDF, whatever the fuck. Hear me. I will turn into a criminal. I will turn into a criminal. I have no intentions of doing criminal activities. Don't force poor people into a corner and then expect. This isn't your country. You are given the opportunity to develop the country, to give the people what is necessary, basic necessities, to ensure we put you in power to take care of us, not to rule over us, to ensure that we can live, not survive, live. So don't try that shit. And my mom is a farmer, and if y'all do shit to fuck with my mother, I will, please hear me. I'm very intelligent, and when it comes on to crimes and I can do it, and you won't fucking know it's me. I've read enough, I've researched enough, and just a little ice cream. I've watched enough movies too. And I'm very serious. Don't try that.
Jamaicans, do not move to Ghana. Now this video is being triggered by another video or some news thing I saw about the current president of Ghana coming here, and I think they're trying to make it easier for Jamaicans, or I don't know if it's just Jamaicans or people from the Caribbean, when you go to Ghana and stuff like that. I guess if you want to settle or whatever, it's gonna be like an easier process to get residency, which in itself is not a bad thing. So kudos to them for that, and that is beautiful on their part. But because of that, I want to make this video. Now, I was avoiding making this video because I just didn't really have a true reason to, but I just think that it would be nice for me to make this video to warn people that, in my opinion, operative term, in my opinion, don't move there. Now, will you be treated nicely when you go to Ghana? Yes. Will they treat you like you're the brother or the sister? Yes. Are they probably some of the most polite people you will ever meet? Yes. But I think as well they're also not opposed to not being fair, let's say that, or quote unquote scamming their brothers and sisters. So you have to be aware of that. Now, I would have said on this platform already that I've lived overseas. I used to live in the Middle East, but I used to travel to Ghana as well as many other African countries because I'm a former flight attendant. And God bless that opportunity, changed my life, love it, love the experience, changed my life for the better, to be honest. So I have traveled to many of those countries just for a visit or working. For working, you go there for a night or whatever, and there are some countries I visit over again and again. Long story short, before coming back here, I had considered myself moving to Ghana to the extent of acquiring land there. That was a drama that led to me spending my 37th year, which was supposed to be a very nice birthday celebration. I was excited to finally have something to my name, blah, 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 blah. It was a big drama that led to me literally running for my you-know-what. Not even Netflix movie, not even Hollywood, if I were to tell the story. And it's a very long story. It's a mix-up drama that would probably take hours if I tried to explain the details. I'm just gonna say scam to make it easier, but it was much more complicated than that. And in the end, I chose to just drop everything, and I just abandoned the whole project and the idea I had there. And that was before being led by the Lord to come back to Jamaica and everything like that. So I was supposed to continue to stay in the Middle East and kind of build up myself there. And then when I retire, which would be later than now, maybe I would have just moved there to live. Unfortunately, a lot of people from the diaspora have gotten very bad experiences going to some of these African countries. Some people were that I heard were unalive, because while I was going there, visiting here and there and stuff, I was also researching online a lot of YouTube videos of not just Ghana but other African countries, and some people have had bad experiences there. Some Americans who had gone there during the year of return that they had, I forgot which year that was, and some people quietly left Ghana after that. Few people I think some people are still there, and some of those that you see the most successful would have been those people in charge of selling land and stuff like that. So I got into a deal that involved a foreigner and Ghanaians, and it was very, very messy in the end. And although I was assisted by some people there eventually, which was like, okay, thank God, good people are there, but the land scam especially there is so bad that it affects negatively even the Ghanaian people living there, to the point where my friends that I know are my quote-unquote friends or colleagues and stuff that I explained, they were in horror when they realized I wanted to live there, etc, etc, etc. So it's a very long story, as you could imagine, to the point where I didn't care to share the story. It wasn't necessary, but I don't want Jamaicans to feel like you're gonna pack your bags and go to Africa and it's gonna be better. And as a Christian, I'm gonna tell you that packing your bag and going to Africa is not gonna solve your problem. Wherever God lead you, wherever God is gonna protect you, even if it is to that place or any other place, He will protect you, He will provide for you. But if in your mind you're thinking, especially nowadays, I think you would still have a better chance as Jamaicans to still take your chances with the white people in them country. And the first world countries and the countries where probably you can still save a little money and do something home. But to kind of pack your bags and go to Africa and think that it's gonna, as they say, give me a one-way ticket of going back to Africa to live it, that is a dream. And a dream for many people that never come true, and a dream for many people that has turned out very, very badly. Not just from my experience, but from other people's experience. I'm not gonna waste my time and your data to tell you the drama and the mix-up and the blender where it happened. But to visit there, you can visit. And if you plan to leave and you don't really want to listen to a random girl on the internet talking trash and rubbish, at least visit first. But don't pack up your whole life and go to any of these countries and thinking that because they're black like you are, because they're supposed to be motherland and we're supposed to come from there and all this story, they are not going to be afraid to take your money to exploit it, to do whatever. And most time the justice system or whatever might not even be in a situation, depending on the country you want to go, that's going to be able to help you. So that is what they say, a word for the wise is sufficient. He that have ear to hear, let him hear. Don't make nobody run you out of Jamaica. This is 2026. I don't think there's any really paradise out there like that. I think the paradise that you're going to get as a Jamaican is the paradise that you create in the space that God allow you. So don't allow anybody to lure you into this dream that things are going to get better. In my mind too, I wasn't so traumatized because I had visited many of those countries and I was shocked. But for some of you probably would never ever step foot into certain places and you go there, you're gonna be shocked, you're gonna be disappointed in a lot of ways. And I would say that pray about every decision you're making and visit if you want. I think currently visa free and stuff like that, but don't pack up your stuff. Don't go there and try to buy property or buy land and stuff like that. Most of the time it might turn out to be more of a sad story, and doesn't mean that there's not going to be positive stories there. But if you think that dream of going back to Africa is going to help you, you're gonna be sadly mistaken. Yeah. So I'm pushed to tell this story, and I hope it helps somebody. or some people, but do your research. But even when you do your research, as they always tell you, do your research. You do your research, you're still gonna get information mostly from the people from YouTube who are doing this stuff. And it was someone that I met on YouTube, bad decision, and to the extent where I was even afraid to call a lawyer because I feel like I got scammed by the girl selling the phone card. I got scammed by the taxi driver. I should have known, so I shouldn't go no further. And again, that's another story. But and it was the small things. But I found that if I was going to live in a place where the probability of people scamming you was too great, too high, then I wouldn't want to be in that place. And as a foreigner, yes, you are going to be black and you're going to be this, and not every Jamaican black, but you know what I'm going to say, call me black. But you're going to be Jamaican and they're going to accept on that sense. But people are hungry and people are desperate, and sometimes they might think that as a foreigner you might have money and to waste, and also you might think you're smarter than them and they might think they're smarter than you. It might be a weird situation. So I would say that's the thing that I'm also using in my life. Even I'm coming back to Jamaica not easy, you know. Jamaica will really tempt you to run, go away somewhere, anywhere but here kind of vibes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been here a few months back again, and if it's not for the grace of God, I'm not gonna stay here neither. But trust God, wait on God, go to New City, pray to God and ask him, where should I go? What should I do with my life? Find out your purpose. And even if it is in Jamaica or even if it is in Ghana or any other place, if God is with you, it doesn't matter where you're gonna go. But don't run off on a whim because you see an opportunity and the advertising and everything like that. Stay. Jamaica is amazing and it's beautiful, and in some of these places that you might want to run to, they're not gonna be nicer than Jamaica, to tell you the truth, and they're not gonna be better for you. I can tell you that. I don't want to say too much, you know what I mean, but be careful of packing your bag or feeling like an opportunity is going to be in a place or a country or anything like that. Your opportunity as a child of God is in God. If God says stay in Jamaica, that's why even though I have challenges here, I still stay put, because I know that I can't just say, all right, America, have water, have money and grow up on trees and I drop off of the ground and in the snow you turn or whatever, money overnight, so you're going to run there, you're going to run to Dubai or run to any place, right? And I think sometimes when you travel as well too, from my experience, and you're desperate, you find yourself into desperate measures. But when you have your money, you have your fallback and you have your stuff them and you travel, your experience will also be very different. So that was my experience, and I would want you to have that kind of experience. And it's not just my experience, but other people have had such experiences, not just with Ghana but other African countries. There's a lot to the story, but I'm gonna make it TikTok short. But stay prayed up. Don't make anybody run you out of Jamaica. Pray. We need help in Jamaica. We need divine intervention. But you know, the challenges that are here are bad, but doesn't necessarily mean that if you run away to another country it's gonna be better, because some of those places, you know, you have a language barrier, food barrier, all sort of tribal rules, this, that, zoning this, police this, that. Jamaica, if you're poor you can go police station. Some places if you don't have money you can.
September 7, day 12. The people them say, yo, no driver, no school, no work. But most of them not gonna do it, you know. Them are gonna turn up to work and them are gonna send the people them back at school. Cause guess what, them concerned about them job and them concerned about back to school. Most of them fearless, them not gonna do it. Them are gonna do like what them do Marvin. Marvin plan up and schedule one specific date for people them come out, come protest. And just a handful of people turn up, you see me, and embarrass the man. The man send out the petition, the people them sign a specific amount of people, the man get way less than the amount of people if sign. And I just want electronic petition that. Imagine if I just want physical document them for sign, it would have worse. No, them Jamaican people, them just full of mouth. And them talk all kind of things over the media, over the internet. But when the right time come for them actually stand up and do something, them not go do nothing. Cause them just fearful, bro. Them afraid of everything. Them concerned about them job. Them concerned about them picnic. Them concerned about the bills that them have to pay, food and all of that. All they have to do, you know, is plan out. Just buy up a certain amount of food. You know, buy up some food, save up a little money. Just for 5 years, bro. You can't go more than 5 days, but 5 days are really effective because you know talk about going back to school and at the first term of back to school and it early and why them choose a date and all of that. It's because the people them want to show say yo, them serious and them want to get out this prime minister here and this government here who have a lead the nation. That's why the people them choose a specific month here and them date here, even though them can choose other date. And that's why we have to take anything we want to get from the government. Yeah man, anything where them are doing, we have to take it. Because people are trying to come up with different ways, means and ideas to actually make the country better and better for the people of the nation, the citizens, the actual citizens. You see, but yet still, we not fight on everything, we not attack against everything, and we just afraid. You see me? So anything them go, no, we take it. We not go suffer under the consequences of 1 p.m. because we put him in a power and we realize that we the people are the power. You see me? And without we the people, the system can't run. You see me? The country can't run without we. Because we same one have to drive a taxi them, and we same one do the work them. I see how we same one send pick them go to school and all of these things. But we just fearful, so we always a back out. So me just have a strong feeling say September 7 to 12, majority of people them still are going to turn up for work. Them are going to send them picnic out for school and all of these things. Because them fear the government and them fear what the government might do regarding to the security force. Because them can use some tactics, plan up for we too as the people, and do some using brute force. So people have to be serious, brother. Serious and unite and just be courageous. That's so you see, if you don't turn up strong and try to push out this man out of power and him evil government, we're not going to still get the same thing them and the pattern are going to repeat and the man are going to get 4th term, of course. So we have to just do the right. Stand firm and just know say yo, you not turn up for no work, no school, no drive enough for come out, no drive enough for the on the road, no transport for transport, nobody got work. The things say them want to work. You see me? Well, if you not turn up and show up so when you see us regarding to this specific situation and the data where the people schedule and organize for make real moves, well, no know when it happen. So do not know.
Yeah, Cooper's Pen guys, demolition up around here. So this morning, somebody I got to talk to Debbie. So what's up, Miss Debbie?
Just that you see, whatever this thing is happening here. So trust me, I don't even know what to say, how to say it. I'm confused from this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm under doctor's treatment. So when the police come early this morning, and knock the door. I mean, it frightened me because I was sleeping.
Yeah.
So with that shock, they left. They didn't.
Some sections have no generated captions.
So I went back to bed.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we hear the whole heap of, like tractor and them something. But I didn't think it says demolition or anything because from time to time they have tractor doing stuff.
Yeah.
But it's when it coming closer, and I saw a lot of people, coming down and everything. Realize what was that and we say no man be serious there. So with that shock and to run up and down and ask to help to get out some of this stuff, we were able to get out the things.
Okay.
But what really grieves me, since them say we need to come off of the land, is the fact that the things them come out try to have a safe haven there. And the tractor demolish our house and then come back and demolish the bed and the rest of stuff them by demolishing the next place. Those are the things that really hurt me. The baby crib demolished after my house. The thermos, the pot, everything where it comes here so is after the fact that they demolished my house and said they are doing other person's house. They don't care, they reverse back into me. Even when I'm calling to them, even when I said to the big men them that were here, you know, talk to the tractor man, not to the man. Say they can't tell the tractor man
what to do. So that means you tell me say you take all the things out of the house, pack up, and then the tractor man come back and
yeah,
run
I
out.
try to get it because a whole lot of men, you know, were here, you know, and I asked them to, because me know me have the baby, me know we have this stuff.
Yeah.
So we just asked them because when we hear they reach there, so we demolish the other one. We asked the guys them and say, help take out the stuff them.
Yeah.
So they took them out and they said, see up there.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable, say at least
Yeah,
we
then,
got some stuff.
yeah.
Now all of a sudden the tractor demolish our house, and that's why going to demolish the other people them place now, coming back now, coming on my stuff, and I tell them no. Say to the big men then, they are demolishing this stuff, them the baby things are everything. They are saying they can't tell the tractor how to work, which they could drive some, walk some, and demolish the house, however, since they have to do it. Because we don't want no demolishing doing. But the fact that they have to do it, just go to our save our mercy, even for the baby. Because when I say the baby stuff, the baby
Them still run over it.
they don't care, they no business.
Whoa.
You understand? See the baby here, the baby hungry now, the mother say no get no feed from her.
Which one with it? Upper spread, right across from Ryan.
Yeah.
So the issue is this.
Yeah.
On behalf of what is going on, we don't obviously don't have an idea. Nothing.
Yeah.
So, come by this morning because I wasn't here. This is my brother, I was here, and police, them come in 3 o'clock, they lock off the light, and them lock up the people, them.
Yeah.
And after them lock up the people, them say them have a process them. And after them take them up to the process, and now they not process. I know we don't get them. Them after everything done now, the demolition done now, them let out by the people them for free.
Yeah.
So now we're there, so now, and them say this is a private business, not a government. And we are, this is not a government, so we can't put us to whatever the government.
Can't blame me.
What we're saying now is this, for all of our losses, because we are not human beings, we are not animal, you know.
Yeah.
We are human beings, and we lost everything with us, with values, with assets, with money. Money, family, money was in it. We can't find the clear type right now. We can't find no documents. Where are the guys right then? Let me move. Don't want to move. So we can't move. We couldn't not even give me 1 day. So what the problem is this? Who's going to compensate us now for all our losses? Remember, I know we don't call for this, you know. They say we are squatters.
Yeah.
And if we are squatters, and we are the private man, there are ways to deal with matters. I mean, there's no way to deal with matters. So look at this now, my family. We don't know if we see nothing. Nothing of what 3-bedroom kitchen and bathroom. I'm just the backyard farming. Coconut tree and the banana them. All our backyard farming, they say we stop. Even that we have grown up my family.
By Cooper's Pen in Chilon. Now, several of these young men, they were arrested this morning, and based on what they are saying, they were arrested for no reason at all, no lawful reason. Now look at Rasta. What has happened this morning? The police come and lock you up what time? 3 o'clock this morning. And when they come and lock you up at 3 o'clock, what did they do?
We go down at the station.
The station. Call me.
Them not tell you what they charge or anything. After we start making nice done at the station, them say them are process. 20 other with them come pick up this morning. 20 other who live in all of them. All of the man them who live in that house here.
So meanwhile you are at the police station.
You hear a woman say, you know, you go up on the news and a Papa Spence, so say what go on.
Politicians them done with Jamaican people, be a homeless people up on the street. Them feel drive past up on the sidewalk. Jamaican people, when you feel like say yo, where the system now affect now, you stand a better chance? When you feel like saying a better off than who the system affect? Jamaican people, make a reason. Cause no fun to see what go on and all you know as a politician, wicked and politician, this and politician that. But like you don't have no idea, no clue what we can do. So let me tell you what we can do. We can end up farm a unit as one nation of people. And if we stay segregated, we only give the politician them more room and access for continue to do what them a do. Jamaican people, this is the time for let your voice be heard. Jamaican people, this is the time for put on your foot. You me I told you, we need to form this unit as one nation and shut down the country like it's a public holiday, or them a lie to we a tell about corona or something else. But we the people I choose to do this. We the people I choose to shut down the country. And we can do it for either 5 or 7 days. Or if it makes sense for go more than 5 or 7 days, we do it. And the reason why me I say 5 and 7 days, because what? Nobody feel like say, oh, we are going to just do it for a day and then tomorrow everything will go back to normal. No. We are sending a message to the politician them. We are make them know say we're fed up. We're fed up and we're tired. And we not just form this unit for just send a message there alone. We the people end up come up with suggestion towards the changes where the politician them are enforce. You know what I say? We are write the rules, the laws, and we are regulate everything as a unit. Because Jamaican people, without we, the system crumble, the system fail, the system can't function. So you see, from we unite as one, Babylon system start crumble already. And at that them no want we do. Cause if we unite, them not have so much room and access if we can come over here so and tear down something and we just stand up and watch them. No. So you see right now, the system need to change. And we the people, if we not change the system not gonna change by itself. And just look for where the government are do to Jamaican people. Things were not for the elder people them there on this land. Never witness it that them life a politician do. But now them are witness it. And not for uno were there too. Uno are witness it. And uno are wonder what this uno say. Yeah, me I told you, and we have to change the system. So Jamaican people, when you listen to the reasoning and if it make no sense to you, share up a video, save it, take it off of TikTok. I do a video yesterday and I try giving some information pertaining to what I'm going to say right now. And then I tell me about community guide violation and all these things. So save the video, put it on the platform, send it to your friend and your family them on WhatsApp. You know what I say? I play it for them because a whole heap of people that know of majority of changes are enforced in our country already. And a whole heap of the struggle of them that know some money soon go digital. All them are going to survive. So you say if we not form a unit right now, we are going to only witness things that reach your brother and your sister and wait for it to reach we. You me I told you? So listen to the reasoning as what I say and if it makes sense you know if you do. Yo, we need to shut down the country on the 1st of September. And before I say nothing before about September, listen when me have to say first. You see me? Because if we choose to do it on the 1st of September, we don't have time to make preparation towards the time period where we want to take this thing. Yeah, me I told you, no, I know enough for no concern about work too. So me want to share some information pertaining to schools and also work before me continue. Alright, so parents, when it forward to the school system, changes also are implemented within the school system. And the teacher them get prep. You know what I say? Them get some either some live stream chat or them end up have a go one meeting where them get prep towards the information and the changes where them have to end up start teaching at school. So them have to build up a stomach to start stomach the things them where them come teach. Picking them. Some despicable thing, parents. You see me? And me I talk about the teaching and the education and the studies when enough of the youth them have got to do. Because them now wait till the youth them reach at a age, you know, them start at a tender age when the youth them young. And them have books with graphics, image, and written words. I mean, I just say this, parents, because me have something against politicians. Me I say this because I truth. In these books, the information pertaining to it in these books, it have a lot to do with sexual activity. Adult and pitney, you know, uncle and nephew and niece, some 6-year-old, 7-year-old with some big man. And it have information to do with brothers and sisters in a sexual activity, family members. And it also I tell the youth them say, yo, not because you're born as a male, you can live out a life as a male. You know, you have ways where you can change to become a female. Yes, parents. So tell me, if you're going to end up, see the whole of that, hear about the whole of that, and know say it's possible for you go to school to learn that, and you are going to all up in a rush for sure about you September morning for go to school to receive this information. So this is one of the things where I got up on the list where we the parents, we the people are going to change the rules, the laws and all these things that the government are enforced. And no say, yo, if we come together as one, it can more than work. It can work in our favor over 100 times. Me not ask you, me I tell you. Only just listen and see the sense in what me I say. And now to the work era. If you have it for say, you're going to lose your work if you're not going to work for how much days. Alright. So for instance, 50 away, 50 hours work in our workplace. And say for instance, 40 hours not going to work. And none of them not going to work. When you feel like so them can find people so quick for replace, the country locked down. We locked down the country, we not do nothing. You know what I say? And if you feel like so we just do it for a couple of days and when you go back to work, it's possible for you to lose in the work. Alright. So for instance, it'll go as on a thing. And when you go back to work the day, them still not gonna fire the whole 50 hour or the whole 40 hour. Them are gonna leg a summer hour. And if you say them a fire people and you not up on the list of who them a fire and you did that here for how much days, you're gonna give them a rights again after we shut down the country for how much days? No, you're gonna make them know say, yo, if you fire such and such, then you have to fire me too now, me I got my yard. Cause me did that my yard too. You know me I say, cause when we unite, we're strong. You know me I say, when we unite, we voice loud. The whole of we not have to talk. One can talk and the whole of we represent the voice. Yeah, me I told the Jamaican people. So through the whole of that, when you feel like say the boss them a gotta do, ring down phone, the boss I gotta call the government and I make the government know. Say, yo, my business place, you know, I not see nobody in and I not see nobody on the road in the street empty. But the government probably are going aware because them could have something to do that on my video yesterday. You know what I say? But the government probably will see them on TV, the politicians, them and them are just the nation and have all these shit for say. But we don't pay them no mind because we're still in our group chat where we are write one long list of changes because the list that are long. And we the people make suggestion, and we the people make rules, laws and regulation. And them now see we until we feel like say, yo, we're comfortable with where we decide. So we just select couple, like few or 3 or 4 mine, and then bring it forward to the politician, them. You know, make them know say this is what we the people want as a nation for function. And when them receive it, if them reject it or have nothing to say about it, them already losing, my brothers and my sister. We done form a unit already, you know. But we can end up start reap the resources and start live off what we have on this island, you know. And we can be the first to make Jamaica be an independent nation. Because we not gonna look for nothing from the nation. You know what I'm saying? We already form a unit and government can't come force we from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say so, because what? Enough of we have police and soldier, we have family, you know, brothers and sister, husband and wife, and enough of them also see the corruption we are going from the system. So, if you not look, say it's going to be an all-out revolution, war, and then probably losing the life, when you're not going to know until you go. When you're not going to know until you try. You me I told you, know? So nobody have that now in the mind, because first we not go with no violence, we not go with no plot card, we not go block no road, we not do nothing. We are stay our yard and do it. And me as a Jamaican, it no matter where you're born in our world, me feel say, yo, from government I reap benefit from the minerals them, whether oil, gold, diamond, copper, aluminum and whatsoever, from the nation where you born in, you're supposed to can entitle for a percentage. You know what I say? And just the government and investor alone. And when you forward to Jamaica, if them figure the whole away, the 2.8 million people where they on this island, 50 acre land, tell me if you don't feel like say, yo, them a got a for land left over. Yeah, me I told you, no, Jamaican people, big up on yourself, because we are the truth, we are the way of the light. Yeah, me I told you, no, I never have done nothing when I do. No make nobody use words and get on the down. Keeping the mindset positive, keeping the surrounding positive and pre-upliftment always. More life, more light opportunity and goal for the conquer. I know say, yo, I love so much, you know, creation favorite, you know. The system the favor our light. None of with the system the love with my brothers and my sister. Big up on yourself, loving and abundant always, cause me, love you know.
Boats that surrendered to Iranian ships under the Biden administration. So their Navy was effective in expeditionary
we're talking
ways
about a war you started, not a situation in which oil was flowing freely. There was no conflict. We weren't losing personnel as a result of Iranian actions. So your fallback to the Biden administration is just a very, very obvious excuse for what I think is probably, as you described so often, gross negligence. You did not fully inform the president that you would be in a situation where the Strait of Hormuz could be effectively closed, oil prices could surge, and effectively the Iranians could maintain their ability to strike back as they are right now. They just killed some of our servicemen last weekend.
This battlefield and all the dynamics of it, of which the chairman and I are responsible for ensuring the president understands every branch and sequel of what could happen, and we did.
So
the fact that those contingencies all were part of the possibility, and we understood that, is all the more reason why President Trump deserves the kind of praise he should get for undertaking this effort, having the courage to ensure that crazy Islamists can't have a nuclear weapon to hold us at issue. And he's been willing to stay committed to that regardless of the challenges.
Excuse me. So he should be praised. He should be praised for starting a war without authority, creating a situation in which the world economy is suffering tremendously. We have to have extra money for our farmers, and we have no outcome, at least no realistic outcome in sight yet.
Senator Jack Reed, Democrat, Rhode Island, questioned Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Iran war on Tuesday in a hearing before the Senate Appropriations.
The beautiful people of Jamaica. So guys, I don't know if you've seen this issue to do with the military deal between Jamaica and America. So Jamaica has just taken a major step in its security relationship with the United States of America through the administration of Donald Trump. And I can tell you, Jamaicans are talking, they're asking so many questions. Guys, this deal was done on August of 20th this year, just like some few days ago. So Jamaica and the United States then signed a status of force agreement, SOFA, status of force agreement. This agreement will create a framework whereby there will be temporary presence of U.S. military personnel in Jamaica for mutual agreed activities. That includes training, exercising, joint operations, humanitarian assistance, disaster response, name them. So the American and Jamaican governments are actually telling us that this is about strengthening security cooperation, and they're telling us also that it's going to help both countries to respond to criminal organizations and regional security threats. But if you look at Jamaicans overall, they are asking so many questions. For instance, they want to know how much American military involvement is too much for an independent Jamaica. They also want to know so many other questions, and that's where we've seen these people coming out to speak. Because you see, for some Jamaicans, this is like, as much as it's common sense to others, it's not to others. For other people, it's actually raising very uncomfortable questions about sovereignty. So in today's video, I want us to talk about what actually happened. Why is it that the Jamaican government supports deeper cooperation with United States of America? Why is it that other Jamaicans are criticizing this move? We really want to understand. Anyway, what did Jamaica actually sign? I want us to start from here. Jamaica and the United States have had military and security cooperation for many years. And the two countries have severally worked together through like training exercises, They worked together through exchange programs, humanitarian activities, disaster response activities. So this particular framework, the SOFA now, it's going to formalize the conditions under which the U.S. military personnel can be temporarily present in Jamaica for activities that have been agreed by both administrations. That is the administration of Donald Trump and the administration of Andrew Holness. Anyway, we've seen headlines here and there saying that America is taking over Jamaica. And remember, this agreement is a framework of cooperation only. And Jamaica is not like the first country to have such an agreement with America. The USA, the administration is saying that more than 120 partner nationals have similar status of force agreement. But that doesn't mean Jamaica have to agree with it, right? Anyway, this is where the real conversation begins. The government is arguing Jamaican government actually has consistently presented closer security cooperation with the United States of America is an opportunity. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, His Excellency Andrew Holness, has of course welcomed deeper cooperation with America, and that includes security. We've seen him severally pointing out to existing cooperations that involves so many items, and the government has also highlighted Jamaica's progress in reducing violent crimes while also maintaining that international partnership has always remained to be an important issue to national security. So this particular new agreement, this offer that has come in now, it is going to come with broader regional security measures, that's according to him. And also the America and Jamaica, the two countries are saying that they want to deepen cooperation against criminal organizations that are involved in trafficking of illegal items and even people. They want to stop all that. They want to also concentrate on regional security, the CARICOM. They want to concentrate on defense cooperation and disaster response. So from the government's perspective, if you look at it, the argument is understandable and straightforward. If Jamaica can actually work with a powerful international partner to improve security, then, why not? But then comes these other questions that have actually pushed in, and we've seen Jamaicans are talking back because you see, security cooperation sounds very straightforward until you ask what exactly does it mean in practice. What activities are going to undertake? How frequently are American personnel going to be present? What are the safeguards that are going to be applied? How much control does Jamaica retain in that agreement? And yeah, those are the questions that Jamaicans want to know. Can Jamaica really deepen this military cooperation with America without weakening its own independence? Those are very necessary questions. It's not like they're anti-American, no. There are questions about sovereignty. Jamaica has been independent since 1962. So naturally, anything that involves foreign military personnel can somehow generate a very strong emotion. For some Jamaicans, cooperation is simply cooperation, but for others, history makes them more cautious. And of course, we need to understand both sides. Supporters of, the current administration, they're actually pushing back, and they're like, this agreement, it seems to be a very powerful argument, the SOFA agreement. Jamaicans are saying that their lives, they personally live in a region that faces security challenges, and Jamaica herself cannot, isolate itself from the rest of the world. They need partnership in order to mitigate that problem. They need cooperation in terms of intelligence wise. They need proper and latest training. They need to have access to, these particular latest security measures. And of course, that all matters. So the United States already has a long-standing security relationship with Jamaica. And many people are asking, why should Jamaica reject cooperation? Simply because America is involved now. If the agreement helps Jamaica or is going to help Jamaica protect its people, then why not? As long as it's helping the Jamaican people, while it's also preserving the Jamaican authority, and that will be good to go. There's another factor about location which matters a lot. If you look at the island, it sits in a very important part of the Caribbean. Jamaica I mean, only that the aspect of location, it makes Jamaica relevant to regional security, maritime, and also international trade. So the United States of America has clearly sees Jamaica as a very important regional partner, and Jamaica sees value in maintaining that relationship. But the opposers, those that are opposing, they're asking very hard questions. It's not like they are actually saying that Jamaica should have no relationship with America. No, their concern is all about the balance. They want to know where cooperation ends and dependence begins, because there is a major difference between the two. Jamaica is working with America, and Jamaica cannot protect itself without America. Those are two very different questions, and those that are not supporting this idea don't really want Jamaica to find itself in the second position. All they want is transparency, accountability, and clear communications. They want the Jamaican people to understand exactly what has been agreed upon their behalf, and that's very clear. So Jamaicans have already seen how complicated these deals can become, and this is not the first reason Jamaica-US agreement that has generated a controversy. Earlier in the year, the Jamaican government, they actually signed a separate agreement with America concerning the transit of certain third country nationals through Jamaica. That agreement generated public outrage, Jamaicans talked, by the way, and we did a video about it. The government said to the people of Jamaica that this particular agreement is going to be controlled, and Jamaica is going to retain the ability to reject or agree anybody that comes in. Later on, we saw this official saying that the operational procedures were still being finalized, and that controversy, it mattered so much because it demonstrated something very important, that Jamaicans are paying attention to everything that is happening. People want to know what their government is signing. They want to know who is going to benefit. They want to know what Jamaica is going to receive. They want to know whether Jamaica remains firmly in control. So, if you look at the agreement, what do you think America is going to get out of this? Why would Trump's administration want deeper security cooperation with Jamaica? So, if you look at the answer in itself, you look at geography and regional security. Jamaica is a very important Caribbean partner. America has most of the time emphasized cooperation with Jamaica on issues to do with transnational crime and regional security. So this particular new agreement that was made on 20th, it gives both countries a more predictable framework for agreed activities involving American military personnel. So the United States is not just doing Jamaica a favor, no. It actually has a very strategic interest in the Caribbean, and that's normal in international relations. Countries cooperate because they have overlapping interests. The important question is whether those interests remain mutually beneficial. Let's now talk about the sovereignty question. Can Jamaica cooperate closely with a global superpower while also remaining completely independent in the decision making? That's the big question. The answer, of course, is yes. Countries, they cooperate, even as individually. We need to work together for us to achieve more. Military cooperation does not automatically mean surrendering sovereignty. But again, sovereignty also requires vigilance. Jamaica has to ensure that agreements are transparent. Jamaica has to ensure that laws are respected. Jamaica also has to ensure that their institutions remain responsible for Jamaica decisions, and that partnership serves Jamaican national interest. That is the standard by which this agreement should ultimately be judged, not simply America good or America bad, but is this good or is this good for Jamaica? And that's why this particular commentary is very interesting. On the other hand, one Jamaican can look at this agreement and be like, finally, Jamaica is strengthening the security partnership. And then another person will be on the other side, saying, hold on, we need to understand exactly what you are agreeing to. And honestly, both of them are just correct. A person can actually support cooperation with the United States while demanding for transparency. At the end of the day, we've seen Jamaicans valuing Jamaican sovereignty while also recognizing the benefits of international security partnership. These particular items that we just talked about is not contradictory in any way. In fact, that's what a healthy national debate should look like. The bigger question for Jamaica: this agreement may eventually be judged by results. If cooperation helps, then Jamaica respond to security threats. And if it strengthens the Jamaican Defense Force, it's going to improve disaster response. If it's going to help protect the borders of Jamaican communities, then this particular partnership is very necessary. But if Jamaicans are going to later on feel that the country has become too dependent, I know they'll talk so much. They'll be like, we warned you. You didn't want to listen. So details matter. Because if you look at headlines here and there, they'll disappear at the end of the day. Anyway, is Jamaica making a smart decision by deepening its military and security relationship with the United States of America? What do you think, guys? I would really appreciate if you go down there in the comment section and comment. Let's talk about this issue. What do you think? I'll see you in the next.